stinks. My biggest fear would have been to do it again.
They made me cry. Which is not very nice.
Maybe you should feel it.
4 days left. 3 days left. 2 days left.
2 days.
Last day, Jess.
Mm-hmm.
Today we ding dong the bell.
Ring a ding ding.
Good morning. It is Saturday. We took yesterday off, partly because it rained on Thursday night, as predicted, and partly because Jess was really sick, like the sickest I've seen her for a long time. Yeah, so quiet day yesterday, but today I am beginning this daunting task of cleaning out this side of the barn. I need to get this side cleaned out because I have that bunk that fell over. So I'm like, I'm gonna do it today. I'm close to home. Jess is still not great this morning, so I've left her in bed, and I said I would check on her in an hour. So if I'm doing this job, I can kind of go back and forth. The other reason I'm doing this job is because our manure guys are scheduled to come in here very soon. So I want to get as much manure out of these barns as possible while we got them here so they don't have to come back. The rest of the year we stockpile, so this is like August is the time to get our manure out on all the wheat ground that we just took off. So yeah, we're just gonna do it today. These guys are gonna be squishy. I'm glad it's a cooler day. I just needed to push it. Oh, a different size, I guess? Too big.
Pretty tight. You'll still have to use these to pull it up.
Yeah. Oh, it's bending. 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 Oh, bending. Really bad. Does your forklift go under here? Like, would it fit through here if you just cut the corner with your fork?
I need to get it up a little bit, right? So I can at least get something underneath it. So all I'm going to do is jam it into this one, and then it's already on an angle. That's our problem. It's like that fall torqued it.
Oh boy, it's been a long day. It's already 6 o'clock. That bunk, oh my god. A 5-minute job turning into like an hour and a half is sort of just par for Mark and I's life, but they are clean and fresh and loving life in their new digs. I'm not really sure what tomorrow's gonna bring. Jess has not been good all day. She has been in bed, has not ate, probably hasn't drank, so I have to run the house and get her some fluids. She's really nauseous the last couple days. I think she maybe's taken a reaction to the blood transfusion on Thursday. I'm really hoping she'll turn around and we can get her fed and feeling better by Monday and get her levels up so she can continue with chemo. I guess worst case scenario, if she is feeling like this, she's probably okay with a week off and then finish out feeling a little better the week after, but we'll see. So we'll see what tomorrow looks like. If tomorrow I do have to do chores for Carissa, so perhaps I will try to get this pen cleaned out too. I'd like to get it done before, if this ends up being a full chemo week, I want to be completely available for Jess. And this is the only thing really looming, and then the week after I can work on weaning and maybe cleaning out the other side. Good morning. It is Sunday. I've had a rough couple days with Jess, so I'm trying to sort of get chores done and this out of the way so I can hang out with her for the rest of the day. I've already been called once to the house because she was just sobbing, so yeah, it's not fun. We were really hoping this was going to be her last week of chemo, and unless things really change in the next 12 hours, I'm trying not to think about it, but I don't think it's going to happen. I just think we're going to be really disappointed tomorrow when we go to get her blood work done. But anyway, I'm going to try and get chores done as if we do have chemo all week this week and get these jobs done. This pen needs cleaned so bad. Like it's lovely, it's dry and very composty, so it's not hard to clean out. It's sort of just a pain because I can't open the gates very well because it's just deep enough. We got done a little earlier. It's 20 after 3 today instead of 6 o'clock. I did stop at lunch to help Jess. She was not doing well. I ran her a bath. I tried to get her to eat, but she's just very ill. We have a few hours left, but I have to get some fluids into her, so I'm running back to the house to do that. And I'm probably just gonna let these guys be for the rest of the day.
I wonder if everyone's stick line is in the same spot.
I don't know. Uh-oh.
It's clipped. Do you hear that?
No.
Oh. Sound like gurgling. I spent all day today thinking it was Saturday.
I know.
all day. I was like, oh, I should feel a little bit better. I should be better by
That's how
Monday. And then I was like, oh,
I know.
it's Sunday.
I know.
Shit.
Do you want any food?
What?
Do you want any food?
Eventually. I saw that in my room last night and it was dark when I went.
Oh, you thought it was a person?
I was scared. I was like, and then I flopped on bed and I was like, okay.
There you go. Well, we've had some big happy news today. We were able, it's not happy. I mean, you got to do chemo, which is not great news, but
my blood count was better, which means we can do chemo this week.
So
which is good because then that means we're done this Friday.
4 days left. Supper, what would you like?
Pad Thai.
Pad Thai.
Is it actually homemade?
Well, some of it.
As homemade as we get around
as homemade
here.
as we do. It's not coming out of a box.
No.
I just don't think I've digested that we're done on Friday. I'm very excited.
I'm so happy I could cry.
We will, probably.
Oh, I definitely will.
Save your tears. And Jess is feeling much better today. So we had a feeling that the blood work was going to be okay, but we didn't want to get too excited. But the blood work was good. Everything was up. Okay, go make you supper.
Yeah.
Jess went on Instagram for the first time in forever. You're not even really on Instagram.
I'm not really on Instagram.
Barely ever.
So no.
But now that she's in her last week, she put a question box up for some questions. So she's going to answer lots on her YouTube channel eventually when she feels better. She just hasn't been well enough to edit anything. You were a little overwhelmed tonight when you were looking at all your footage.
I have so much footage to go through.
So it is coming when she feels better, but she's feeling pretty good tonight. She ate supper.
Yep.
We had curry because I didn't have pad thai after all. So what's some of your questions?
So this one here is, why was it hard to drink? Was it the nausea or did your throat hurt? Just wondering. So with chemo, a very common side effect is metallic taste in your mouth. And it is awful. Like, doesn't go away. You can eat something, 30 seconds later, your mouth tastes terribly again. So drinking water tasted so gross. Like, so
It would
gross.
make her gag often.
Yeah. So what ended up working for me, at least, was drinking a lot of like pops and
Ginger ale.
And I even went through juice a little bit.
Barely some Gatorade.
Did some smoothies.
But
pop was the savior, to be honest.
Everything was short-lived. So we were to the point where the doctors basically said if it melts, it's considered a fluid.
They were saying, like, eat ice cream.
They didn't care. They didn't care.
We were desperate. We got to desperate times.
Yeah.
What was your biggest fear going in, and what became your biggest fear by the end? I should have thought more about this before I started filming. My biggest fear. Why don't you say yours? Do you have a fear?
Going in,
Yeah.
my biggest fear was you being as sick as what I had seen in the movies and on TV.
Right, yeah.
And coming out of it was exactly that. And it was brutal. It was feared. It was my fear. And it became reality. It was not fun.
I think my biggest fear was I would probably say it was hair loss, just because I didn't know what to expect. Like, I didn't know what it would feel like to just pull out chunks of hair. Turns out I actually find it really satisfying, and it just became like a daily habit where I would just pull out my hair. It wasn't bad. My biggest fear would have been to do it again. I would never be able to do it again.
That's been a huge fear of yours, and the scans in the future. Like,
yeah, the scans I get nervous.
You're very scared of a tumor coming back, like a dermoid cyst coming back. Because she's pretty susceptible to them. So
I've had more than 3. I've had like 5.
You've talked about this quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, that actually probably was
the future.
Moral of the story, I think my biggest fear by the end is future scans, reoccurrence, and having to go through chemo again, because this is the hardest thing I've ever done. Hands down. We sort of already answered this, but I want to make a point. So the next question is that as scary as it sounds? Yes, it is. I wouldn't want to sugarcoat it. But I think you just do it. Like, you just get through it. I don't know.
It becomes your focus, and it's tunnel vision, and nothing else matters.
Yep. Next question is, what are the next steps?
We don't even really quite know yet. We know that Friday is the last day of chemo. She gets to ring the bell.
I'll get a scan of my abdomen again, like I did previously, just to have a baseline of what it looks like post-chemo. I will probably get a referral with a lung specialist. I don't know if you talked about my lungs.
Just a little bit. Just said that he saw
We don't
something.
Really know. I don't understand it, to be honest.
He thinks you're okay, but he wants a professional to look into it. A specialist to look at it.
Safe.
Yeah.
And I also think part of it might be just to have my foot in the door in case future problems. So I have someone to contact, someone I have a history. And
the other thing is we meet with your...
So yeah, I'm going to have 3-month checkups. Yeah. Every 3 months they'll do a scan or an ultrasound of some sort to make sure there's no reoccurrence. That's all we know so far.
That's all we know. There's some good questions.
There are a lot of good questions.
You guys were really good. Yeah, you'll have lots for your video, I'm sure. Yep. Good evening. It has been a day.
Been a long day.
The good news is we only have 3 treatments left, and Jess will be done chemo. We had a little bit of a fright when we first got there because we got our new schedule, and it still had all her treatments right up to the 22nd. We're like, whoa, hold the phone.
This isn't right.
She is not doing any more chemo after this week. So we talked to her doctor. Thank goodness he was working today. And he said, no, they know at the chemo unit, just the people doing the charting didn't.
Yeah, the scheduling was
the scheduling just wasn't up to date. So all is good. She is done Friday for sure. It's like 7 o'clock. We're starving. It's been such a long day.
I'm actually not that hungry anymore.
Because you ate on the way home.
I got a Starbucks sandwich because I was craving it so badly. And when you crave things, it's like you need to eat it.
No, but it was eggs and sausage and a biscuit. Like that's healthy, I would say.
Oh, I'm not saying it as if it wasn't healthy. I was just saying
I'm telling
good.
I'm telling the people that are already starting to type.
And I got a refresher.
And she
washed it down.
And she drank.
I drank it.
Okay. Let's go see if Dad made us supper. I don't think Dad's home.
Not off to a good start.
No. Jess is in the house editing. Actually, she has not been able to do any sort of YouTube or anything for basically since her first week of chemo. So she's taken footage here and there, but she's been so unwell to even sit down in front of the computer would make her nauseous. So she's last night she worked on a video for like 3 or 4 hours, and she went right in today and did it. So she's pretty excited to start talking about what she's been going through, what she's going through. I'm just waiting for Mark to come home. I think he is with his brother right now. And, yeah, I just wanted to reflect a little bit on, these last couple days have been a bit surreal, just really fully taking in the hospital and just what I see and just really feeling that this is the last week. It's been such a part of my routine and my being for the last 3 months that it's weird. Now that it's done, it's like, okay, well, that was my identity for the last 11 weeks, I guess. I guess this is our 11th week. I don't know. I just said to Jess, I can't even imagine what life is gonna be like when this is done. I took a few clips today just walking down the hall, and the same hall I walk down, and when I want to just get up and move around and move my body, it's like, oh, I'm not going to be down. Hopefully I'm never going to be down these halls again. And I don't know, I just have a newfound respect for the people who work there and the caregivers and the support systems that these cancer patients have. And I've seen the same faces sort of every day, and I've seen new faces every day, which is absolutely terrifying, really, just how rampant this disease is in our society. But so very thankful that Jess's cancer is very treatable and that we got it early, and her diagnosis is very good. Anyway, just thought I would share my little day with you guys. 3 days left. Good morning. Just checking the barn. Chris is actually on her last day of work for a bit. She is off to a music festival here tomorrow morning. So I'm on chores tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And we also have chemo tomorrow and Friday. So I just thought I would check in, figure out if there's anything. Just check in with her, make sure I have any up-to-date things that I should know about, but everything has been quiet, which is good. But I need to go wake up Jess. Our appointment's at 1:45 today, but we have to run a few errands if she's feeling up to it first. So I'm gonna wake her up and get her fed, hopefully. I pray she's still feeling good. She's been so good this week. Wake up call. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
I've also put them in order, so number 10 will be my 10th favorite.
Pop off, Rachel.
I love her shirt.
She looks good. Her hair looks so nice.
I just thought it'd be fun to kind of rank them a bit because I loved all of these.
Hi guys.
How are you feeling after today? 2 days left.
Yeah.
Tell everybody what we did here today.
So, Miss Jessica gets a little lightheaded, and Miss Jessica face planted on her floor this morning.
She fell out of bed.
And I feel like my kneecap is broken.
It's probably just bruised. So why don't you just sit right on it? That'd be perfect.
Thank you so much. Much love.
And you're not feeling the greatest today either.
No, I was feeling really good earlier today, but I think I
It's
just...
starting to crash.
Yeah, I think I can maybe come back from it.
So, mac and cheese for supper?
It's just fiber. Gosh.
She loves you.
Ooh, she stinks. Oh.
Good morning. I'm on chore duty this morning. Carissa is away at a music festival concert. She leaves this morning and she's gone until Tuesday. I'm on chores till Tuesday. Today is our second last chemo treatment for our sweet Jess. I'm very excited. I wish I could be a little more excited. All day yesterday she was really struggling with, I think, probably low blood pressure. She gets really lightheaded. She fell going into her bed yesterday morning after an early morning pee break. When she wakes up, she's pretty bad. She just loses her vision and she sort of blacks out. But usually she is able to find her bed and then sort of like come to in the bed. She completely missed her bed and fell on the floor. I could hear it. I was downstairs editing. I'm like, what was that? I just thought Mark was dropping something upstairs. So anyway, that's how her morning started yesterday. She hurt her knee. I woke her up around 10, I think, or 10:30 maybe. She still wasn't feeling great, but she ate. She kind of came around. After she ate, we went to town. She had to redo her license and her health card and all the things expired while she was doing chemo on her birthday. So we ran a bunch of errands and she was coming to and she felt pretty good. She goes, I'm so glad I'm feeling better. And then by the time we got to the hospital, she was lightheaded again. Had to actually help her into the hospital. This has been sort of a reoccurring theme actually all the way through chemo, so it's not a shock. She came out of chemo, she said she was pretty tired. And then she got home and she iced her knee and just chilled. And we chatted for a bit and I just said, how are you feeling? She goes, I'm not great, but I think she's just pushing through to get to Friday, tomorrow. I guess a little piece of me I've always envisioned her ringing the bell and feeling like Jess again. That's not gonna happen after a week. A 5-day treatment of chemo. Yeah, I'm just a little sad, but I pray she wakes up today in better spirits. But here we are. Let's do some chores. chores are done. I had a little thing with my eye. I was feeding, but something flew up out of the auger. I think it was a pebble, like a piece of gravel, and it just missed my eyeball. Like, took me a bit to open my eye. So I think we're okay. I don't think there's any damage, but it's like aching. So it felt like I got punched in the eye. I was like, what the heck? And I usually always wear my sunglasses just because I'm outside putting feed in the mixer, and then I always just forget I'm wearing my sunglasses. And it's the one morning, it was a little bit cloudy when I started feeding, and I took them off, and I'm like, okay, this is why I always wear something over my eyes. So, whoa, was not expecting that. All right, I'm gonna run across the road and check in on the Golden Girls. How you doing, Billy's mom? She looks good. Hey, honey. All good. And Ruby came right out to eat, which is a good sign. Ruby. Hi. Here, I'll get you your own. All right, we woke up Sleeping Beauty. 2 days left.
2 days. Woohoo.
Yes, very excited.
I look like a green.
Actually, 1 day. Today and tomorrow. 2 treatments, I guess.
Yeah.
She's feeling a little bit better, but we hate speaking too soon because every second of every minute of every day is like
different.
So we're gonna take this little moment and be happy.
Bingo.
Okay, we're going in. It's getting hot.
It is getting really toasty.
What did the nurses get you?
Flowers.
They all came and said bye to Jess.
Yeah, there were some tears shed.
Yeah. Even though you're back tomorrow.
It's because the nurse that I had on my first day was not here tomorrow.
Dawn.
Hi.
Thank you, Dawn.
Hi.
And thank you, all of them.
They were so nice.
Yes.
They made me cry. Which is not very nice. My tummy hurts.
Does it? Like throw up hurt? Do you have your pail up here?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. I want it to be a good ending, but...
Did you take your pill?
Yeah, I did.
Previously, on the Summer I Turned Pretty.
You're supposed to go home now?
Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
Dark Tower is liquid.
If you drink enough of it. Last day, Jess. We made it. Last day. She's feeling pretty good. She said she's starting to get a headache.
So yeah, headache and I'm a little sleepy, but
It could be just from the drive, though.
yeah.
We don't do very good on this whole drive to London most days.
I get car sick easily too.
She does, even pre-chemo. She would get a bit car sick. All right, guys, we will see you inside.
Last day.
Today we ding dong the bell.
Ring a ding ding.
Ring a ding.
My heart rate is going crazy. Maybe you should feel it.
What'd they say? Increased pulse when you're low blood pressure because your heart's working.
Harder.
We're the only ones left. Jess's pick line got caught. Mark's with her now and they got it out. And Jack's with me. You done, you done.
Okay, ready?
birthday. Just a really nice bartender. Good morning. It's obviously the next day. Last night we just all were so just emotionally exhausted that we all came home, Mark crashed on the couch, Jess went immediately to bed, and I pretty much did the same thing. So good morning, it's like 5 a.m. Yeah, our journey with chemo is over. It's been a really long week in terms of, you know, is she gonna get through to the end without feeling like absolute trash? And she seemed to have pulled through yesterday. I was a little concerned. Yeah, what can I say? It's been a long go. This whole thing started in November of 2021 when Jess's abdomen was quite enlarged. She had significant back pain that whole fall, actually, and she just thought she had done something to her back, or it was the dorm bed.
I'm not gonna lie, my back's really sore. I bet it's not too comfy.
It got bad enough, and she had some urinary issues starting to pop up, that she's like, something's going on. Sure enough, after an ultrasound, they saw that she had a large mass in her abdomen. At that point, they didn't know where it was, but it ended up being on her ovary, and it was a 19-centimeter dermoid cyst, which led us to surgery in December of that year. They removed it via laparoscopic surgery, so that recovery was pretty good, which brings us to January of this year, of 2023. She once again saw something sort of protruding out of her abdomen. It was a lot smaller than last time, but significant enough and on the same side that she was petrified. So she did call her doctor, and he got her in for an emergency CT scan, and it showed that sure enough she had another dermoid cyst, which brought us to another surgery in February, early February. Not only did they find that dermoid cyst, which was already, I believe, like 16 centimeters, they found more on her other ovary that hadn't had any cysts on it at that point. So they took them all out, and that was a much more aggressive surgery. That was a full-on, almost like a C-section surgery. And recovery from that was brutal. She was in a lot of pain on that one. That time, the doctors and the surgeons seemed a lot more hesitant, the way they talked to us, a lot more cautious in regards to a biopsy. I think it took 5 weeks to get the biopsy back on that, and we got called in March, and the doctor sat us down, and Jess admitted last night that that was her worst day. That was the day we found out that the cyst was indeed malignant. The one dermoid cyst did have cancer cells in it. It was a grade 2, which our oncologist said it is the protocol for that particular germ cell cancer. That was a grade 2 tumor. Chemo was an automatic. We had no choice when it came to chemo. When they took the tumor out, it did rupture. So there was what's called surgical spill. So there was some cleanup that was supposed to be happening anyway. Chemo was always going to be a thing. I know a lot of people have asked. They're really more concerned that there's microscopic spill that happened that they can't see yet, because a PET scan, it wouldn't show up if it was microscopic. The one thing Jess did add to this whole thing was fertility treatment, and that was to ensure if she was losing an ovary and doing chemotherapy, she wanted the ability to still have children if she wants to eventually. In amongst all this, she had fertility treatments in Toronto. So that was around Easter. I think she was doing the injections. They were able to retrieve 4 eggs. And then really almost immediately after that, she had yet another surgery, and that was to remove her ovarian fallopian tube to get the cancer staged. A few weeks after that is when chemo started. It's been rough, but I'm so unbelievably proud of our daughter. I know she watches these videos. Wow, Jess, I can't believe you did this, and I'm still sort of in shock, and I just pray that you stay healthy and happy. You deserve so much after going through this. Thank you for letting me be your mom. Thank you for being you, and thank you all for tuning in and just watching and supporting us. I hope I did her justice in being able to see this whole journey through my eyes. She's gonna have her own view on this whole situation on her own channel, so stay tuned for that. I think even this weekend she might have one coming out. Just thank you all for being here and supporting us and loving us and keeping us in your prayers. It means the world to all of us. Yeah, we're done.